This is the most delicious homemade French onion soup we've made. It's got a flavorful broth, caramelized onions, garlic-infused bread, and gooey, melty cheese.
When we need a soup, this is always at the top of our list. It is crazy how many times we've made it.
Okay, onions first. We need a lot of them. I'm slicing 3.5 pounds of yellow onions. There we go. Move to the stove and toss 4 tablespoons of butter into your widest pot with sides. When it's all melted and bubbly, slide in the onions. We want the onions to wilt down, so cover with a lid and cook for 12 to 15 minutes. Now keep the lid off so that the onions caramelize. Stay close and stir often. This is what we are looking for. I'm measuring 2 ounces each of sweet vermouth and Lillet Blanc. After 2 minutes, we can pour in our broth. Use homemade beef or chicken broth or substitute store-bought chicken broth. Season with some fresh thyme leaves and salt and let the broth sit with the onions for a few minutes. I wish you could smell this. It's amazing. I have some toasted bread slices here. To add a little garlic flavor, rub each warm slice with fresh garlic. Now dunk the bread into the soup to absorb some broth. Then after they're dunked, we can place 1 slice into the bottom of our oven-safe soup bowl, top with a bit of cheese, ladle over some soup, and finish with 2 more bread slices and more cheese. Broil until bubbly and you are ready to dig in. Enjoy!
There's a reason why this French onion savory mince is one of our most popular dinners of all time. To make it, just fry onion, then add beef mince and cook until it's browned. Then add in chopped carrots and French onion soup mix and give it a good stir. Pour in 2 cups of water and bring it to the boil, then reduce the heat and simmer for 15 minutes. Stir through tomato sauce, peas and cooked macaroni. Pour it into a baking dish, top with cheese and bake for 15 minutes at 180 until it's golden and melted. And in just 15 minutes, you'll have an easy, cheesy dinner the whole family will love.
So I'm going to make one of Julia Child's greatest recipes of all time, French onion soup, soup à l'oignon. Starting off with our stock. So I have these beef marrow bones, so I'll use those as well as these. In a roasting pan, 1/2 cup of each. Roughly chopped onion, roughly chopped carrot, roughly chopped celery. 450-degree oven, 35 to 40 minutes. Coming in hot. Just scoop in the brown bones into the pot. Okay, fill it up with at least 6 quarts of water. My chopped tomatoes, onions, celery, and carrots all roughly chopped. As well as that herb bouquet. You're gonna bring this to a simmer. You can scrape off any of the gray scum that rises. You can add 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Lid on loosely on a steady simmer for 4 to 5-ish hours. Simmering for 5 hours. And then I've let it cool. Look at the deep brown colors of that stock. Strain this. And into the fridge until the time has come. Sack of onions. All right. Saucepan, 3 tablespoons of butter. Yes, get the onions in there too. Lid goes on. All right. And I'm gonna cook that for 15 minutes to start. Add in 1 teaspoon of salt, but I want those onions to be a deep, dark brown. And in order to achieve that, she says, 1/4 teaspoon of sugar should help. Stirring super frequently, leaving it uncovered, just like so, for 40 minutes. We're gonna bake these for 15 minutes to start. These onions are turning into something really beautiful. Let's get the croûtes out of the oven. Touch of olive oil on each side of these croûtes. Back into the oven for another 15. Time for the beef stock. Look how beautiful that looks. I need 4 cups worth or 2 quarts or 2 liters, however you want to. Keep stirring those onions. Start thinking about boiling this. Not just yet, but thinking about it. This is what these onions look like after 40 minutes. It's flour, and I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons. On the heat, stir that for 3 minutes. Off the heat. I'm gonna add in my 8 cups or 2 quarts of boiling stock. Your time to shine. As well as half a cup of a dry white vermouth. Or white wine. If you have white wine, I had vermouth in the fridge, so a little salt would be great. As well as a couple hoots of pepper. And now I think I can finally relax. Now looks magnificent. And now next up we're going to take a few croûtes. 1, 2, 3. Parmesan cheese grated on top. So how much Parmesan cheese? Lots of it. And Swiss cheese. You be the boss, you decide. I decide this much. This is one way of doing it, put to the side. In this other bowl of soup, I'm gonna add in a croûte on the bottom. And then this poached egg has been waiting for its moment to shine. It goes on to the croûte. She demos this way of serving the soup on her show, but it's not mentioned in this cookbook here, so just take my word for it. Now the reason I wanted to serve it this way is because I was just curious. Serve the soup on top. And we'll go more cheese. She says this is a very French way of serving French onion soup. And speaking of French, some Swiss cheese as well. Swiss cheese kind of ensures that we get a little bit of stringiness, cheese pull, and then the parm on top as well. Everything is lovely. And just a little bit of olive oil on the very top to ensure everything browns nicely. Okay, I'm gonna put that under the broiler until I say so. Until the cheese browns. This looks really just straight up incredible. Order up! The croûtes on top first. Oops. Whoa. And then there was beauty everywhere you look. I'm thinking this is the best bowl of soup I've ever had in my life. The bowl with the egg in it, I don't know if it's gonna beat that because this was the best of the best of the. This one not only has the egg, but the cognac too. This is just a different eating experience. Lots to think about. I guess there is a bit of a contest, right? Which bowl of soup did I like more? No contest. Bowl number 1 was the greatest bowl of soup I've ever had. I already said that. Second bowl of soup, I like the egg in there. Yolk was runny and it just kind of spread throughout the soup. Yeah, the cognac adds a little, what does it add?
Keep watching Great American Meal. Watch, share, like, and subscribe.